Oh, alright. Good afternoon, everyone. Please confirm if you can hear me. So, this is a project. This is a particular React project that I did for someone who couldn't continue the project because of financial constraints. So, I've already opened it on my browser. Okay, this is it. Yeah, this is a project. It is a small e-commerce project. Yeah, it's an e-commerce project where you buy where you can buy what you want. So this particular project is a book website. It's a book e-commerce platform that you can purchase your book. Yeah, subscribe. You can do subscription. You can subscribe to their email. You can see testimonials, why choose us, latest logos, features, products, what to offer, etc. It is also responsive. It is responsive. It is responsive. I see that it is responsive. Alright. Yeah. So that's it. So we'll be using this project to practice. We're using this project to practice. There are some other there are some other pages too. So this is what we'll be doing, right? Yeah. So but before then I said we'll be using Tailwind with our React to make our development faster. So for us to make use of Tailwind, right, install Tailwind. We have to install Tailwind on our project. We have to install Tailwind in our project. Alright. So okay, let me show you this other project. So if you look at this project very well, in our vitconfig.js, we have what we call Tailwind here. Then we also import Tailwind /vit. But in our but in our piece project, right, what we just have is what we just have plugins for React. Then we imported React, which is that what actually follow it, right? So now for us to make use of Tailwind, hmm, we have to import it. Then we have to install it. We have to install Tailwind in this particular project for us to make use of it. I hope you are getting it. So for us to install Tailwind, we will still go to our previous website, our Tailwind installation website, which is we have done with this first one, right? So we're going to this other part, which is npm install tailwind css at tailwind css/bit, right? So what you do is you copy it, then you come to your terminal. I hope you know how to open this project on terminal. Alright, let me quickly show you. Let's close it. Then you go to your file, you locate where the project is recreated. As you can see, my project is created under download folder on your laptop, right? Then you click on it. When you click on it, you come to this top here. You come to this top here. You click on that top, then you write cmd. When you write cmd, you click on enter. it will open your project for you. Now what you have copied in this place, right, you will now paste it in your CMD. You can see that this project, piece project, hmm? You paste it, npm install tailwind css, then you click on enter. So let's wait a little. Alright, while that one is still loading, what I want us to do again is that we will do what, we will copy this import tailwind css. I'm just showing you step by step on how to go about it. I know how to rush this React. We import CSS, right? You come here, command. Okay, there's no command. Come down when you put it, right? Then plugins, look at it. This plugins area, hmm? You put comma here, then come down. You put tailwind. You put tailwind. Are you getting it? You put tailwind CSS here. It's still downloading. Alright, after that, what else are we to do? What else are we to do? What else are we to do? So, still following our documentation, we'll go to our CSS file. There we'll write import tailwind CSS. Import tailwind CSS. So our CSS file here is this. It's not app.css, it's index.css. No worry, there's a way I'm going to like explain this to you, right? There's a way I'm going to explain this to you. You just have to like, I have to explain the whole folder to you, but just follow me gradually. Do you understand? So what I'll do is I'll comment this out. What I just did is that I remove this from the folder, then I'll paste this. I'll paste this. I'll paste this. Alright, so I successfully import tailwind CSS. So let's okay now our instrumentation have work. So what we would now do is we will stop the project. We'll start the project. I think alright. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll do look at the documentation and see what they ask us to do. So after importing everything, after installing your tailwind, you now do npm run dev, npm run dev, starting your project. Alright, so let's click on it. For you to click, you can actually click on it like this, right? But you click on control, then right, left click, control left click. Yeah, this is our project, our React project. Do you understand? This is just the boilerplate that comes with it. This boilerplate that comes with it. I hope you can hear me. Oh. Alright, so let's continue. So let me move to now we have successfully installed our tailwind CSS. So what next I'm going to do is that let me off my okay. So what I'm going to do is that let me quickly explain this folder to you. So you see this your folder, right? Peace project. Inside your folder we have different type of folders and files. Now this first folder is node month. Node month is a package. It actually contains all the packages you are using to run your project. Like that's what hosts your packages, because React is a framework, right? And framework work with packages. That's what actually hosts it. Hmm? That's what hosts it on your project, inside your project. When I open it now, you'll see many um, post post CSS, Pico, Isolate, Download, Types, Vue.js, Vue, Tailwind CSS. Do you understand? It hosts node modules host all your packages. Then there's another important important folder that comes after node mod. The folder is called public. Public means here you want to store all the things that you want your user to access or your user to see, maybe your images, your videos, your pictures, etc., your files, and they are always in the folder called public. Then we also have another folder, another important folder that follows it. That folder is called SRC. SRC means source. There are some like the entry point of your project, the entry point of your project. So inside the SRC we have assets app.css, we have app.css, we have index.css, we have main.css. So assets now is where you store your logos that you'll be using in your project, especially images or videos that you'll be using in your project. You store the inside assets, right? Then we also have app.css. App.css is the file that contains your CSS. This one is custom CSS, not tagging CSS. You understand? It's custom CSS. And as you are installing your React, it follows it. It follows the CSS. And we also have app.js, JSS, app.jss. This app.js is just like an entry file. Well, it's not an entry file, right? But it is what you need, hmm, for your app to work. For your app to work. You know, we are now in framework, and in framework we call them apps, not mobile apps. We call them web app, right? Now for your app or for your web app to work, you have to make use of what they call app.js. You will know the importance of it when we start. Then we have index.css. It's still just like your, okay. So now let me quickly tell you something. This app.css, right? Style is a styling sheet for app.js. Do you understand? So this one is for this. Do you understand? This app.css now, it is for app.js. Yeah. Then this index.css, right, is for the full project, general project. Do you understand? It's for the general project. They also have main.js. Now, when it comes to React, right, there's what we call importation. Like moving, you write a particular code somewhere, then you import it in another place. Yeah, it's JavaScript, and we are in JavaScript. We are doing React, and React is basically what JavaScript. So you import it. So for your style, for your app.css to work with your app.js, you have to, there's a way you link it. You have to import it. So you are importing import app from app.js. Are you seeing it? The index.css. And remember, I told you that index.css is for what? It's for the general project. Now you are importing, then you also import app from app.jss. Means that you are importing in this place. Now there's what we call export and import. Now import, let me first of all talk about import. Now import use state from React. We'll talk about that. Import, we will talk about it, right? Import React logo, import Vite logo, import hero image, then import app.css, right? And remember, I told you that you use app.css with app.js. Now for your app.css to work with your app.js, you have to import it. That's why you are seeing import dot app.css. And what this one actually do for us is that instead of us writing all this css, all this custom css in this app.js file, it is not advisable, right? So we'll now write it inside the app.css, then we'll now import it. So this time now do what? This time now we now apply this type to it to now work, it will now activate. Do you understand? So same thing too when it comes to app.js. So in your app.js now, right, that's what we call export default app. So export default app means that you have already written the code, you have already written what you want here, right? What you do is that you export it. So you are carrying everything here, you are carrying everything from this app.js into your main.js, right? So now when you now get your main.js, you now import it. So first thing is that you export everything here, export, like carry from one place to another, right? Then you now import it. Like for example, now maybe you are into export and import market, right? You import you import cloth from USA, from London, from China to Lagos. Then you now export, you import cloth shoes, all this electrical stuff, electrical appearances from China, right? Now you now import, you now export. Okay, no, you import, which is this, right? You bring, import, then export. Maybe you now export something like Gaudi, something like, what did you know have over there. You now export it. Do you understand? So what I know have, what I know have in my main.js, I will now import it inside my main.js because I want to use it here. So after importing it, you will now street mode it. Street mode it means that you don't want anybody to access your code. You don't want anybody to access your code, so you street mode it. Then you put your app that you import in between the street mode. I hope you are following. Alright, so that's it. Then git ignore simply means that the file that you don't want to push to the server, or the file that you do not want to host, right? You put it inside the git ignore. So when you are pushing it to GitHub, or when you are pushing it to GitHub, or when you are pushing it to your hosting platform, the node modules will not follow it. So all the file that you don't want to follow your project, you put it inside the git ignore file. Alright, I hope I'm communicating. Then this auxiliary, we'll talk about it when we start our project. The index.html, yeah, index.html. I told you something about writing your HTML inside your JavaScript, right? Alright, so now coming from this src, where we have our app that we imported, right? Into now, look at it. When we are doing JavaScript, right? Yeah, so there's something we call src, like when we are doing our normal HTML, CSS, and JavaScript projects. Whenever we want to make use of JavaScript, we make use of script, right? Script tag or script elements. And by that time we are writing our scripts, we are writing our JavaScript somewhere else. Then we'll now import it inside the, or we'll now bring it inside the HTML where we want to use it, right? So it's still the same thing. So this is our HTML, which is the entry, the main entry point in React, right? I know that you cannot build a website or you cannot build a web app without HTML. But HTML is the element, is the foundation, is the building blocks of your project, of your web app, right? So you put your HTML inside your project. Now we are writing React, we are writing JavaScript. React is a framework for JavaScript, right? We are writing JavaScript, so we make use of JavaScript, right? Now, since it is since our HTML is the building blocks, we will not import or we will not put our JavaScript inside the HTML, which is this. I hope I'm communicating. I hope you are getting what I'm saying, right? So this is our JavaScript, which is main.js. Then root is what. Remember, in JavaScript, we make use of ID, right, to get our HTML. Whenever we want to manipulate our HTML using our JavaScript, we get our we make use of our div. Now, this is our HTML, and we want to manipulate our HTML, so we'll give it an ID, right? So we put our ID here. Are you seeing it? Which is in our main.js. So document dot get element by ID means that, so if you get the element called ID, right, you now render your app, your app file, you render it. It's just simple, like from, let me say, from here to this place back to our index.html, which is our building block for websites or web app or any other application we want to build, right? Then we link our JavaScript to our HTML. Then we get our div with what? With the ID. Simple chicken. And this one is another file you need to take note of. It's also use packages. You can say package dot package under package dash log dot JSON. It comes in JSON format. Yeah, I need to ask you this question. What is JSON? Drop the answer as an assignment. I'm giving you as an assignment, right? So you drop it on the group chat. Then package.json too. Package.json is whenever you install packages. I told you that framework makes use of packages. So whenever you install packages, you always see them in your JSON dot what? JSON dot package.json, right? So for example, now we install Tailwind this afternoon, right? Then we'll see it here. We also make use of React DOM. We also make use of React etc. Then if you want to start your project, you make use of npm run dev. Now dev is coming from here, it's coming from this place. Are you getting it? Then after you have done your development, you are done with your project, that's what we call build. So you have to build your project so that you can host it on your hosted platform. So when you want to build your project, you do npm run build. Npm run build. As you can see in my terminal, npm run dev, which is I'm still developing, so npm run dev to start it, right? So for building, you do npm run build. I hope you are getting it. All right, good. So yeah, readme.md, it follows the project. Build config.js, um, vite.conv.js, I've already explained it before. Yeah, so this is what we'll stop for today. Then tomorrow I'll do another video. Thank you guys for following. Thank you for your patience. Really appreciate. But make sure you always practice. That's what will always make you a better developer. Bye.